Hey everybody, this is Dustin Puryear, Giant Rocketship. Having a couple of issues with my camera, so we're not going to use that today. That said, this is the expert office hours for Autotask. Really appreciate you joining me. I had an interesting question that came in via email. It was talking about sending notes from Autotask, and they were complaining that it's difficult to send notes because you always have to create a new note um, using this method. So I thought I would show you 6 different ways to send customers notes, and I can promise you at least one, probably two of these methods you will have not seen before, and you'll probably want to implement them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to list out the different methods. We're going to call it the note reply, the quick note reply, the pull-up menu, a speed code reply, a training reply, and a workflow reply. So let's go through these. The one that everybody's familiar with is what is the standard model, which is this, where we want to send them information, and then we make sure we select them here. So this is what we call the note reply, method one, the most commonly used. Let's look at the quick note reply. This is becoming more and more common. It's not as sophisticated as this method, but it's nice for quick emails. Hi there, we are looking into this now. Now the trick is to notify the ticket contact. What a lot of people miss in this quick note entry is sometimes you want to say, the customer is being mean to me. And then in that situation, you don't want to send a note, but you do want to flag it as internal. So customers are not able to see that using the portal. So this is the quick note reply. The pull-up menu is where we're going to get a little bit more complicated. A ton of people miss this. So in the pull-up menu, we're going to send an email to a vendor, a third-party vendor that works with our customer, and we're going to CC the customer. I need a status update on the internet now. You are the ISP. What is the problem? Right? So typically what we do here is we're going to send it to the customer. Now, what I found a lot of Autotask people do is whenever they need to send complicated emails, they go back into Outlook and they send them from there, and hopefully they're CCing the help desk ticket. Really, what you should be doing is from here, and you need to click this tab. I'm going to call this a pull-up menu. These are also called slide outs if you're in programming. There's different things you can call these, but I'm going to call it a pull-up. Now, watch this. I'm going to put, let's say that I am the ISP, and I'm going to just hit tab. And now we're going to email the ticket contact and that third party all from the ticket. My boss. Right now, see how much more familiar this model is. This is works similar to like a Gmail or to an Outlook. Gives you full control of everything in the email, but it's still inside of Autotask, which is where we want our technicians working. I'm going to close this. Notice it's telling us how many notification contacts it's going to have. And when we send this, it's going to go to the ticket contact and these two resources. Now, what's nice here is sometimes we want to CC the ticket contact because they're secondary to our communication. And then we want to email the vendor, and we would just flip it that way. But that is the pull-up menu method. Honestly, I think I've seen 25% of Autotask users use that. It's one of those things where if you don't know you should be clicking on this for more tools, then you will have never tried it. Now, another method, and this is what really should be standard in your organization, is you should have speed codes. Autotask uses multiple words for this: speed codes, templates, and they also use the word forms for this. And so what we want to do sometimes is we just want to pre-fill a note that's going to go to the customer. And this could be really nice to have a quote in this, maybe that you want to notify them that there's waiting parts. This really frees up your technician to use a standardized model that doesn't take them long to use. Now, I'm going to show you two more methods that I can promise you haven't seen, or at least maybe 1 out of 10 viewers have seen. The next one is going to be the training reply. And we're going to use a ticket template and a workflow rule. And what we're going to do is we're going to train the customer when a ticket closes. So watch this. And I want to make sure I add this tab to my window. Make sure you guys can see it. This is a training email lost password. So let's say that one of your customers is constantly forgetting their password, and you have a tool out there like a quick pass or another password self-service tool that your customer has access to, but they're not using it. And instead of having to remind them manually, work the ticket and create a workflow rule that whenever a ticket of type or issue password reset requested goes into quality control or complete, kick out a training email to that customer automatically without you having to think about it. Steps to reset your own password, right? And so now we have a template and we don't want to automatically associate with any event. So this is fine just the way it is. Now, one thing that you have to remember with these templates is this is going to come from me as the technician. Almost never do you want that to be the case. Really, we want it to go back to our help desk. And what we're going to do here is I just create that training email. So what I would like to do is to trigger that email automatically whenever we're closing out a ticket. And Autotask keeps popping things out into other windows. I'm going to make sure they're here so you can see them. Send training email for password resets. See what we're doing here? We're going to say edit it, status, change to, and I don't think pending QC. I'm a big proponent that technicians should never be allowed to send tickets to complete it. They should only be able to send it to a QC status that a manager reviews. And when they do this change to pending QC, we're we're also going to send them. You may send them another notification, for example, ticket completed, even though it's going to QC. But what we want to do here is primary contact. Is this right? Yes. And we're going to select, it's really making you work here, support email. And watch this. We're going to send this from our training email. And now every time we close a ticket successfully for a password reset, Autotask will also send them a training email to help reduce the number of times those people are emailing you or calling you to do a password reset. So the next and last special case of sending notes is it's the UDF reply. And we've all had this. A customer is going to ask you, one in 10 customers, hey, I want to get notified every time one of my users opens a ticket with you. And my guess is if you're satisfying that requirement, you're manually doing that for every customer. Now, under the contracts, you can create a primary contact on the contract, but there's no promise that's the person you're notifying on these new tickets from their users. So let me show you the trick for that. What we're going to do here is we're going to go create a UDF. And in this UDF, we're going to go to accounts. And look, I already have this for, I guess I did another example in the past. So CC help desk email. And notice this is a text field that is for emails. Now, here's the magic of this. We can create a workflow rule, CC help desk email. And there's two things you're going to really want here. And I missed it. Let's see, CC. Not only are you going to want that, but you're going to see help desk email enabled. So you're going to want, well, actually, you can create a special email. But actually, what I think we're going to do in this situation is notify customer of new ticket. Watch what we're going to do here. Is we're going to go to notification and look at this. So this is an email going to a customer's end user when they create an email, right? I don't have it fully set up, but everybody has one of these where they create a ticket and Autotask emails them and says, "Hey, thanks, we have your ticket now." Watch what you can do. Go to here and go choose this. Now, if you put data in that field, Autotask will also email the customer contact, the primary contact, in addition to the end user, all without you having to worry about manually carbon copying them. And so this is probably the most underutilized feature. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen anybody use this other than me. Um, Obviously it is used because people, but it's there, but it's very rare. And so you can in fact use a special type inside of Autotask for UDFs for emails, and then you can use those to include additional people regularly in your communications outside of inside of workflow rules. Okay, so that is the 6 methods of doing email notifications: the note reply, the quick note reply, the pull-up menu, the speed code reply, the training reply, and the workflow UDF reply. So I really appreciate that question. Again, I get most of my input for these videos by people sending me questions for things they want me to cover. You can just email me directly at dustin@giantrocketship.com. And then you can also just go to our website and you can contact me using the information there. Call me if you want. So again, Dustin@giantrocketship.com. And this is our regular office hours for Autotask. I hope you found this useful.